Hey, good morning, Eastern Oregon. Welcome to AM on EOA Live. So, how are you, Kyle?
Good morning. What's up?
How's it going,
I'm
man?
going. I'm ready. Let's get this
Good.
day going.
Is it cold in the studio?
No, it's warm.
Oh, good.
It's warmer than usual, actually. Like in here.
You were rubbing your hands like.
No, let's get it. Let's go. Let's get some blood going. It's not Monday anymore.
So yeah, hey, and Alice Taylor said good morning. Thank
Good
you
morning.
so much. Yeah, and again, anyone who wants to comment
Jimmy.
on what's going on. Good morning, Jimmy. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, anyone who wants to comment and be a part of the conversation, we just welcome you to jump into it. And we've got some different things we're talking about. I mean, this is just kind of a talk show, so we just whatever comes up, we're gonna talk about a little bit here. So
yep.
Yeah. So how are you doing, man? What's on your thoughts today?
Just I have a big interview today, and hopefully I'm going to release it at 5:30. I'm going to sit down with James Parker from the Lighthouse Church, and they haven't given anybody an interview so far. They've been contacted by New York Times, Boston Globe, Today Show, and they just haven't talked, and he's gonna sit down with me today, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and you guys, you're friends. I mean, you knew each other. You've known each other a long time, right?
They leased property from my aunt and uncle. That's how I met them, and we're acquaintances. I wouldn't say we're friends. Okay. I mean, I know him. We haven't like hung out. I've seen him out, out on the ranch and stuff, but. We have similar backgrounds, believe it or not. I mean, very similar. So, I can relate with him on a lot of levels. And I think, and it's not about, this interview isn't about trashing on Lighthouse Church or the Parkers or any of that. It's more about just getting past this thing.
Yeah. Well, it'll be good to talk to them, and that'll be interesting to say, and kind of depending on how it all comes together, that may come together tonight, may drop tonight. And so,
Mike, good morning, Mr. Bowen.
Yeah.
Hopefully your day's going well. I mean, it's a little early.
Yeah, that's right.
Just getting started. Hey, BC, would you rather lose your sight or your memories?
I'll have to think about that one.
Yeah, we'll get back to it before the end of the show.
Yeah. Well, hey, let's talk to our sponsors.
This is all brought to you by right next door, Marketplace Fresh Foods. They have the chef. I'm not going to call him the new chef anymore because he's been here for a while now. Chef Russ, doing big things in that kitchen, and we bring him on every morning to talk about the special for today and tomorrow. So let's go ahead and bring him on in.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing, Russ?
Good. How you guys doing?
Great. Good morning.
Yeah. 2 months. I've been here 2 months today. So
2 months today? Wow. How you're probably already acclimated, like you grew up in New York, so you're used to the cold weather.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And there's not near as much snow here as there is probably where you grew up, right?
No, not yet.
No, yeah, we haven't had very much snow this year. So what's on tap for today?
Good. Marketplace Fresh Foods. We got the roasted chicken Alfredo today with spicy garlic bread. We also have 2 soups. We have the Southwest chicken stew, and we also have the broccoli and cheddar.
And then what's moving forward?
Tomorrow's special, we got the Brooklyn, the Bada Bing meatballs, I call them. Foot long meatball Parmesan sandwiches. We had a new soup, cold soup display. So now you can come in, grab up to 6, 7 soups, whatever you want, bring them home, heat them up. That's all going on right now. We started that 2 days ago. So come on down.
What's that? There's a coupon on Facebook, right? On social media, right?
There is $1 off if you if you get the coupon. But we're just trying to keep it going, get it going, and now we got homemade soups for you guys. Probably next week or 2 weeks from now, it's going to be we're going to do dinners that way too. Come in, grab a cold dinner, take it home, heat it up, enjoy it that way. So
yeah, that meatball sub that he's talking about. My goodness, that thing's like at least a foot long. It's got 4 big old meatballs on it. And I haven't had it because I can't do red sauce, but everybody that I know that's had it sings the praise, man. It's like they just that's the meatball sub, man.
I saw it. I haven't had it yet either, but I saw a plate of it the other day and was like, holy smokes, I just wanted to swipe it. It was
my neighbor loves it. My neighbor loves it, man. My neighbor, he talks about it all the time. That's like he's retired. That's the highlight of his week. He can't wait for Wednesdays. I'm like, yeah, me either. But for Wednesday's hump day. Wednesday's bada bing meatball day is what it is.
You got that right.
Yeah.
Coming down to see us anytime. We're there all day and all night.
That's Chef Russ, Marketplace Fresh Foods, right next door. They got everything in there. I mean, they got a chop shop. They have a restaurant. They have a grocery store. And when we're not in a pandemic, they have great seating up top. You know, it's just a cool place. It's very, very hip, I would say.
Yep.
You got that
All
right.
righty. Well, thanks, Russ. Thanks for keeping us fed. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. You guys enjoy your day. We'll
see
you.
You too, man.
Yeah. So, BC, what do you got? You going to answer that question? Cider Memories.
I don't know. I got to think about that a little bit.
All right, I'll tell you. I'll answer it. I would rather lose my sight.
Really?
100%.
Yeah. Because then why? Because then at least you can remember things. I mean,
yeah.
You have memory of like.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what things are supposed to look like. So, you know what I mean? Somebody can tell me, you know, do you remember what that looked like? Well, this is what it looks like now. But if I lost all of my memories, man, I got memories with my kids, with my family that I cherish forever. And I just wouldn't be willing to give those up.
Yeah. Yeah. So, hey, so those of you that are watching, how would you answer that question?
Yeah.
What would you rather? Yeah. Cider memory.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, that is. Well, hey, let's look at the weather cam real quick and
bust it out.
Yeah.
Snow on the mountain. None in town.
Yeah, cold a little bit today.
Yeah, we got a little teaser of snow yesterday.
Yeah.
It's funny. I went out to my car to start it yesterday morning and I see footprints. Like I came around the back of my car and I could see footprints that stopped at my car in the snow in the road. And I'm like, I go over to the neighbor's house and he's already up. And I'm like, somebody was, checking the door handle in my car. And he comes walking over there and he goes, "You're an idiot." And I said, "Why?" And he goes, "Somebody wrote on your windshield." I didn't look on the front. Well, then I looked at it and I was like, oh, I thought it was my brother. I thought it said Kenny was here. Well, Then I get to work and Bennett comes in and he goes, "Did you see?" And I was like, what are you talking about? And he goes, "Your car." And then I put two and two together and it was Bennett on a run for training for track and field.
Yeah.
And he wrote Benny was here on my car. And I thought it was like some crackhead trying to break into my car. Like, what are you going to steal out of there? Some empty Bang cans? You're welcome, Pepsi.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, hey, I tell you something kind of exciting in my life. I mean, this is what happens when you get old. And that is this last summer, I got this little leaf blower, this DeWalt leaf blower, battery operated thing. Well, what I figured out, and actually Tanya figured it out, and she introduced it to me, of course, and that is that if the snow is really light, you can blow it off the sidewalk. It's like, yeah, it's the coolest thing ever.
But you wasted your time yesterday. The snow was gone by noon.
Well, especially on the part that I blew off.
I looked outside and I was like, where'd all the snow go?
Yeah.
It's like my neighbor. He's, like I said, an older dude. He's out there with the snow blower, 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, come on, man. Like, you can't be starting the snow blower at 7 in the morning. That's too early. My goodness.
That's right. 7 is early. You probably didn't know that happened twice a day.
Yeah. I do on Tuesdays and Thursdays now.
That's right. Yeah. Well,
my baby niece is like right on the cusp of crawling. It's like right at that. She's scooting, like doing that little scoot thing. It's so cute. So cute.
I think I saw some video of her somewhere.
Well, she's probably the most famous Baby and LeGrand on the internet. My mom, between my mom and my sister, that kid is exploited.
Ah,
My mom must post 10, 12 pictures a day. That's no joke. I mean, it's like a constant stream of Baby Jane pictures.
well, that's in her job description, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, she ain't got much else to do.
Yeah.
I would have 20 years ago, even 10 years ago, I would have never thought that my mother would be like a Facebook junkie. She's a Facebook junkie.
Yeah. Well, hey, did you watch any football over the weekend?
Yeah, I did. I was happy with one of the outcomes. I think Brady, I think that's a good feel-good story. I know there's a lot of Brady haters, but the reality of it is this is going to be his 10th Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's going to be the first time a quarterback's ever played in a Super Bowl at home. It's just a cool story. And then the second game, not a fan of Kansas City because I'm a Chargers fan. I like what Mahomes does. I can't hate on him by any means, but I was rooting for Buffalo. Did you know that Cole Beasley played that whole game with a broken leg?
No, you'll have to.
The receiver. He's the receiver, one of the receivers for Buffalo. He broke his leg. Yeah. Played the whole game with a broken leg.
Where
broken
at?
fibula.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did he know it was broken?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That is crazy. Why
that's putting it all on the line right there.
How is that even possible?
It's possible. I mean, it obviously wasn't snapped all the way through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so explain to me again. So why is it that if you're a Chargers fan, you don't like Kansas City?
They're in the same division as us. We play them 2 times a year. They're one of our rivals.
Oh, I see. And so they knock you. So
our division is Denver, the Raiders, Kansas City, and LA Chargers.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, my parents, when they moved to Henderson, they were Chargers fans for their whole lives, and now they're Raiders fans. So I can't even talk about football with them. they no longer exist to me.
Because the Raiders are in Las Vegas now, right?
Yeah.
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 I was there not too long ago, and that stadium is like.
Looks like the Death Star, huh?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Looking.
I mean, it's the whole thing is covered with black mirrors. It's pretty ominous looking. I mean, it fits into the Vegas. It looks like a stadium in Vegas, but
I heard that eventually, like, there's going to be, and this might be a rumor, but you in the men's restrooms in that stadium, you'll be able to place a bet from a little machine while you're using the urinal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that gambling is like, it's pervasive. It's going to be everywhere. I mean, it's just more and more.
Well, Oregon took on sports gambling this last year, and I mean, it stops people from gambling illegally, I guess. I mean, I don't gamble. I follow it a little bit. I know that Kansas City's favored by 3 in the Super Bowl as of right now. Some places have them 3.5, which is, I mean, if I was a gambling man, I would probably put my money on Tampa Bay, honestly. Brady just has a weird way of coming through, and this is a home game for Tampa Bay.
And that was, that was a massive matchup between Green Bay and Tampa Bay. I mean, quarterback wise, between those two, because both of those guys are rock stars. I mean, but you're right. I mean, some of those passes that he connected was like, wow, it was like 10 years ago. I mean, he
also threw 3 interceptions too, which is crazy.
Saw that.
I mean, 3 interceptions in a game and still win is like,
well, but it was just kind of difficult because Green Bay they never did take any of those and take advantage of them.
That was all on Rodgers too. Rodgers performed poorly, I think.
Yeah.
And it's the story of his career. I mean, he's won 1 Super Bowl, been to 1 Super Bowl. And I mean, the crazy part is Brady's been in the NFC 1 year and he's been to as many Super Bowls in the as the NFC representative as Rodgers.
And it's, what's so funny is I guess I don't have I'm a kind of a casual football watcher, and
you're not a Cowboys fan, are you?
No, I used to be as a kid.
Oh,
so, but
that's like your age group is like they're all over, plastered all over TV.
Well, it was America's team, for crying out loud. I mean, those were the days of Bob Lilly and Roger Staubach, and I mean, those guys were rock stars. They were, I mean, boy, if the NFL wants to credit something for putting their name on, for branding them, it was those guys, Yeah. So,
but if you live if in San Diego, you won't find a Dallas Cowboy fan, even though we don't even have a team there anymore. Charger fans were loyal. I mean, like that, and the whole military thing, and just the what the Chargers and the Padres did in San Diego for the community and the fans and the military there. You won't find a Cowboy fan in San Diego. Maybe now because they moved to LA, but back then, it's not like here, where we don't have a team. Like, you see Green Bay Packers fans, you see Raiders fans, you see some Cowboys fans, you see Seahawks fans. Where there's teams, you don't see that.
But I think that again, at least for a casual professional football watcher, okay, the thing that makes you have a team is that the players, you attach to a particular person. I mean that's why I was a Cowboys fan, is because I was attached to Roger Staubach. I was attached to Bob Lilly, who Bob Lilly was from Pendleton, or was in high school over, and some of those people, you don't even know their names, but you get attached to particular personalities. It's the same thing with the Mariners. I was I lived over in Seattle in the late 80s and no, I'm sorry, is the early 90s, and when the Mariners were just excelling, and I got attached to all of those players, Martinez and I mean,
you're forgetting the most famous one of them all.
Yeah,
Griffey Jr. I mean, he is the Mariners. I mean, he's what put the Mariners back on the map. But at the same time, the Mariners, to be a Mariners fan right now, I feel sorry for you.
But and Griffey certainly was the highlight. But what gives the texture is all of those other players. Rodriguez was new then.
Yeah.
Randy
Bones, Jay Buhner.
Yeah, and who's the pitcher? Randy
Johnson.
Randy Johnson was just amazing. I mean, all of those, and that was the first games that I ever went to. I mean, that was the first time I was ever exposed to professional sports that I could afford. Funny thing is, I was in Seattle for 6 years, never did go to a professional football game because they were so expensive. It was out of reach.
Yeah, I've only ever been to one football game in Seattle. I've been to quite a few down in Southern California, but the one I went to in Seattle was against the Saints, and it was Drew Brees was out, and I really only wanted to go to see him because he was the Chargers quarterback for for a few years, and so I grew kind of attached to him, and of course, the one game I go to in New Orleans or against New Orleans, he's out. But Bridgewater started for the Saints, and they still beat the Seahawks. So I was happy. And I was there with Johnny, and he's a huge Seahawks fan. And it was pouring rain. I mean, pouring rain. And we weren't covered. We were like just kitty corner diagonal from the Hawks nest down closer to the field.
Huh.
And we just got soaked. But it was fun. We had a really good time. It's a cool stadium. I like that. It's really weird. All the strip clubs that are down there right by the stadium, they during game day they aren't strip clubs. They're just bars, and they just pack them full of people. And everybody pre-games at these couple of strip clubs that turn into bars during the day. It's really weird.
And this is in New Orleans?
No, this is in Seattle.
Oh.
This is in Seattle, right down by the stadium. All right.
I've never been to the new football stadium. Like I said,
No, it's nice, man.
I've seen lots of baseball. I mean, in different cities and stuff like that.
It's really nice.
That's my thing. You know, I mean, I like baseball because, well, part of it is they play 160 games a year or whatever it is.
162.
Yeah, and so you know, I mean, it's just cheaper. There are fewer games, and so it's less expensive. You know, and football, what do they play? 12 or 13 games?
16.
Yeah, and half of those are at home. I mean, you know, whatever it might be.
8 games a year at home. Yep.
Yeah, so it's just going to be expensive because
I'm a huge fan of minor league baseball. Minor league baseball is my favorite by far. It's cheap. They do all kinds of stuff to engage the fans. The players are more organic with the fans. We had season tickets to the Salem Kaiser Volcanoes, which at the time was a single A for the Giants. And I got to see like Lincecum and Pablo Sandoval, the Kung Fu Panda, when they were single A players. And we would get general admission season tickets, bring our own chairs, sit in the grass right behind the bullpen for the opposing team. And all of those guys just treated our kids like gold. I mean, they were sitting right there. They'd interact with the kids during the game. They brought Kyron over the fence one time. I mean, it was just I love minor league baseball. It's my college and minor league baseball are my favorites.
I've never been to a minor league game.
Well, you gotta try it out.
Let's switch topics. So school, LeGrand High School, middle school, starting tomorrow, right?
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
The west side of the state ain't caught up with that yet because my kids aren't starting in-person school yet.
Well, and it's, you know, I mean, people would probably say it's because of the election. I don't know, whatever it might be, but everybody, yeah. So it's like the tune is changing nationwide. Like, oh, I mean, I don't know that COVID has significantly. I mean, it could be the vaccine coming out and so on and so forth. But I mean, there's a big push to get schools back in-person learning.
Yeah, but it really, for me, it doesn't make any sense because if you look at the numbers, I read an article, I believe it was yesterday, and the numbers of COVID cases in kids are on the rise. So like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, we've had schools closed for almost a year, and the numbers for kids are starting to go up, and we're going to put them back in school. So
doesn't
make any sense.
Yeah, but I guess the point of that is, and you always kind of have to keep that in mind, is that the death rate among younger kids with COVID is like minuscule.
But the reality is they carry it still. And I'm not that worried about the kids. I'm more worried about the teachers.
Right.
And if they're not all vaccinated, then I'm not a fan of kids going back to school.
Yeah. So Jenny's asking just exactly what we're talking about. What are our thoughts about it? Yeah. And I agree. I mean, I joked I joked that I could see, I mean, this was, I was on a town hall meeting with the school district and we were talking about all these issues. And I joked about, I could see a classroom full of kids and then a teacher in a full hazmat suit,
right.
Because they're the ones really that are at risk. And, I think they've kind of changed the priority of who's going to get vaccinated. The state has, and I think the goal is that one of the things they're going to do is try and they move teachers up. In fact, they've moved teachers higher than some seniors. And part of that, I think, is to get them vaccinated. Yeah. And I mean, and there's some controversy among that. Is like, well, why suddenly are teachers more important than seniors? And, I think the reality is that somebody's got to make those decisions. And if you're going to start pushing in-school learning, you've got to provide for the teachers to be able to be protected. So,
well, yeah, I'm a huge fan of kids going back to school. I want kids in school. I want my kids in school, but I'm also a huge fan of protecting people and making sure that they understand, that people understand that, the teachers are like huge, important people in this world. Like, they're underpaid, they're underappreciated. They do a job. they help raise our kids. You know what I mean? And people lose sight of that. Like these people are basically like putting an imprint on your child's life. Yep. And we have a responsibility to protect them for one thing and to respect them, you know, and part of that is not putting them in a situation where they're at risk. And I think until we have all the teachers taken care of when it comes to vaccinations and all that school's not, I mean, it shouldn't be the answer. And yeah, I hate to say that, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, but I would imagine that there are probably some teachers that would agree with you and some that disagree with you also, you know.
Well, everybody's entitled to their opinion, right?
Absolutely. So Jimmy, yeah, you're working out while you're watching
iron. He's Hans and I'm Franz and we come to pump you up.
Yeah, keep it up, man. Work it off, sweat for it.
I'm working out on a bang. Dana's probably driving. No, Dana's already there.
Good morning, man. Hey, we talked about your quarterback earlier. Where were you?
Yeah. Hey, that's not his quarterback. He's a Patriots fan. He can't. He has to let Brady go now. But
I kind of got the idea that he was a Brady fan, even though. Yeah, I mean,
he's a Brady fanboy. Love you, Dana.
Yeah,
you already know that. Oh, he said not my QB. See?
Oh,
told you.
Yeah,
he's a Patriots fan, so his QB's Cam Newton now.
Oh,
well, maybe. Who knows? Moving forward, I got something new that I'm going to do every Tuesday and Thursday. I'm gonna give everybody my music pick for the day. A song that they should listen to. And some days it'll be pop, some days it'll be country, some days it'll be hip hop. Today it's R&B. And the song, the artist is AYOJAY, AYOJAY, and the song's called It's Okay. And it's an R&B song and you should listen to it. It's got a really good beat. It's upbeat. There's no cussing in it. It's not a, censored, whatever. It's a great song if people are looking for something to put. Oh, Fat Boys? Yes, Jimmy. Come on, baby, let's do the twist. Chubby Checker and the Fat Boys, we're doing the twist. Or I eat it.
But you can't really play the tune.
No, but I can tell people what it is.
You can recommend it and they can play it on their own.
AOJ, it's okay.
Yeah, those of you that might not know, it's like anything that if we play any copyrighted music in our stream, Facebook will either mute the stream or they'll shut it off completely. It's like they have these robots and all they do is just listen to.
If you keep it short enough, though, you can slip it in. I slipped in a little on the sports show and I didn't get caught.
Yeah.
You hear that, Facebook?
Yeah, we'll see if we get flagged on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know. It was public. Yeah. It was already out there, so I don't know exactly how it works. We were trying to figure it out with the ball game show. Like I was playing all kinds of songs, just trying to see.
I know, but you know what? I went back recently, not too long ago, and looked at all of the ball game shows that were on YouTube, and there were flags everywhere.
Was there?
Yes. Yeah. It was like, they were like, this you used a copyrighted piece here. This is here. This is here. Yeah.
I was just trying to see what we could, what the parameters were,
Yeah. Well, you were hitting them, whatever it was.
I love music, BC. You know that. You can hear music coming out of this studio about the whole time I'm here. And it's just part of my life. And I feel like you can use it for any situation, any feeling, any emotion. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Jimmy said, just call and get permission. That is way more complicated than you can imagine. I tell you what's funny is, I have a friend, get this. Okay. I have a friend who is a music producer and he's published, his stuff is on, several different platforms and stuff, and he does instrumental stuff. When he plays, he will play recordings of his own music on his own Facebook stream, and he will get flagged for his own music. And because what happens is that, you can. So let's say you have a show that you have rights to, and you have rights to the music. you can go through a process of ahead of time saying, Facebook, hey, I'm going to play this tune, don't mute it or don't flag it. But even that doesn't work all the time. So Facebook's rule is kind of like, yeah, we'll mute it now, and if we were wrong, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I've filed a lot of the little things where you get it unmuted. What's that called? A grievance or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because they'll ding public domain stuff sometimes. Like, it's like, dude, this is public domain. Like, you can't flag that.
Yeah. Well, and we were doing we did the Messiah stream. We recorded this Messiah live. This has been a couple of years ago, and that's in public domain. And right in the middle of, we got to the Alleluia chorus, which is, of course, a very common thing. And right in the middle of the stream, I get a flag that says, yeah, Sony Music is just disputing this piece of music. And what the deal was is the orchestra was playing really well, and they sounded similar enough to a recording that Sony had of the Messiah that they were saying, hey, you're playing, the bot was not able to distinguish between the live music that was playing and the recorded piece of music that they were trying to protect on file. So it's a crazy mess. And and YouTube, both of them, YouTube and Facebook, they don't really care. They'll the only thing you get out of them is, it's not even an apology. It's this has been released and you are no longer in the doghouse. I mean, it's just crazy. So
right.
Yeah.
This is all brought to you by Marketplace Fresh Foods right here in LeGrand. Lunch special, $8.95. It changes every day of the week. They have a cold case for soups. They have sandwiches. They got a really cool chop shop. You buy your vegetables. You don't got to pay any extra. They'll cut them up for you. They have fresh squeezed orange juice. They have craft beer on tap and in bottles. Get down here. Show them some support. 4th and Adams, right on the corner, right across from the old Safeway library, right here, in the mecca of downtown LeGrand.
That's right.
BC, I got one more thing too before we get out of here. I'm going to do a positive quote every day. And here's my positive quote for today. It's brought to you by, it's a Helen Keller quote, and it's, optimism is the faith that leads to achievement, but nothing can be done without hope and confidence.
All right.
That's my positive quote for the day. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement, but nothing can be done without hope and confidence.
So don't give up hope.
Absolutely. Helen Keller.
Yeah. Good stuff.
That's it.
Okay. Well, so watch for the interview today a little later on.
Yep. James Parker.
Yep. And we will we'll have a show again Thursday morning, same time, 8 a.m.
I keep trying to type soon, and it keeps saying
we drag Kyle out of bed, throw him in front of the camera. Here he is.
Yep. I was up at like 6:30 today. Well, yeah.
I have a meeting before this show, and man, my Tuesdays start at 5 a.m. It just kills me. So.
Yeah, I don't envy that at all.
So
thank you, Eastern Oregon.
Yep.
We're out.
See you next time.